Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. Uh, just wanted to try to catch up a little bit, tell you guys what's going on. I've got a mom with dementia. Really has sidelined me for about a year. I had to go through some court procedures. She's now my ward. Uh, uh, Anyways, and I am her guardian. Uh, and this is something you'll have to deal with probably or may have to someday. Uh, but anyways, got to look out for mom. So that being said, I want to talk about what's a good return. Somebody just commented on one of my things about Jay, I think, or John Anderson or Jay Anderson, about what kind of return can you expect on a property in a decent neighborhood. Hey, I can't see very well, so I can barely read the screen, but we'll try to take some questions. But what I wanted to talk about is I've been, haven't been active for a while. I've actually got quite a few videos in the queue to bring out. I'm going to have the book released, so you can buy the book for $9.99. The app is free. Be sure to go get my app. It's in Google, and Android. Who do you got there saying hello? A double G. Good to see you. So the book you'll be able to get. The links will be below soon. I've got like another week worth of stuff I got to take care of for my mom, and then I got her squared away. And then I want to put more time on this channel and maybe do some mentoring, paid mentoring. But listen, anybody's got a deal, you can write me email wise, and I'll call you back and I'll help you through it. It's what I love hearing people making money, and I know I've got a lot of people inspired, and people are moving and they are doing things. And so I've even lost a few deals myself in the last few months because I've been so sidelined, and it really pisses me off. But I've also still continued to buy property. But there's a couple I would have liked to done something with. But talking about a return on investment, somebody asked me, Tom, what kind of return can I expect on an investment on average? Okay, so that's it's a good question. Okay, it's a good question. Now, I get stuff sent to me all day where I can buy, uh, uh, and I'll get to that later, double G. Uh, Anyways, here's what's interesting. The tax man is ridiculous these days. The government just taxes the living crap out of us all. And, but you know what? It's a good problem. You know what? Let's face it. If you're making money, you're paying taxes, you're making money. So we just need to make more, right? We just need to make more. Don't look at it like the taxes are too much. Just look at it like we need to make more. So it's a better, healthier attitude, and you might as well get used to it because that's the fact. If you want money, you're going to have to learn to make more. So, but back to the return on investment. So even though I'll get some really good deals, sometimes I'll get something 50 cents on the dollar. On average, the last few years that I've bought several properties with you guys watching, it's always been about 25% under market, and maybe 30% on some of them. But and so I may get a return as high as 15 to 20% on the stuff that I'm buying. And I urge you, when you buy it, when you put it to the math on it, you should be seen based on what you're paying for it, not what it's worth, but based on what you're paying for it. It should have about a 15 to 20% return, because that means you're buying it right. But when you go back and do the math on the cash on cash, your cap rate on actually what it's worth, not what you paid, what it's worth, that will start to come out an average with commercial and multifamily and stuff. That may come back to being closer to 6%. So if I'm getting 120,000 a year on a $2 million investment, right, that's 6%. But maybe I only paid 1.5 million for that. So I'm actually getting quite a bit higher return than that 6%. Or maybe if I got it for $1 million and it's worth $2 million today, something I bought a while ago, I'm getting a 12 on my investment on what I paid. But in all actuality, I'm getting to what the value is, what the actual value is. So, then you can sell it and you can rotate it into something else if you have something to buy. That's something I intend to do. I'm selling 5 houses right now. If you watch any of my last videos, I'm putting tile down, repainting, fixing trim, and a lot of aesthetic stuff. I'm actually right now, I've got fence posts being set. I'm going to make all these places kind of look kind of cool with just some horizontal fencing, kind of like my fingers, not the standard pickets. And so that's some of the stuff I'm doing right now. But listen, this is a great time also to be looking at real estate. A lot of people don't think it is. A lot of people don't like to buy, and a lot of people don't like to do anything just before the holidays. You got Thanksgiving next week, you got Christmas following that. But guess what? If somebody wants to sell, there's not as many people knocking on their door. There's more opportunity to make a deal. A lot of people also like to sell around this time because they want to, myself included, I like to sell right now because I want the sale date to fall in January so I don't have the tax burdens. If I don't do a 1031, I won't have the tax burdens associated with that sale, the profits, in other words. I've got a whole year where if I sold it today, I'll be paying tax on whatever I made on it today. I'll be paying them in April. So keep that in mind. There are people that are going to want to sell, and they'll. All right. Well, I don't know if. So hey, Jeff, I saw you. How's it going, JP? uh, Anyways, let me know if you guys can hear me. I know we don't even have very many people watching right now, but it looks like the connection is not very well. It's not very good. Uh, Thanks. But anyways, I do have more content coming out. I am gonna probably do some paid mentoring, and the book, like I say, you'll be able to get the book for $9.99 pretty soon, and it's done. It's done, and I'm probably gonna write another one behind it because there's even more I can put in. But that is a very good way. That book is one that I started back in 1992, and what's funny is the information that I shared in that book that I wrote in 1992, it's all relevant, although that's a lot easier to get some of the data than it was back then when I was doing it. So, but there's a lot of chapters. In fact, what I'll do is I'll do a chapter reading, guys. You know what I'll do? I'm trying to promote this bigger. You want to have, when you go to sell your books, you want them to be off to a really good start, because then you kind of raise in the charts within the, uh, within the, like in this case, probably be Amazon. You'll kind of go up in ratings as far as selling quicker, faster, and then that gets you more free attention. So, anyways, I'm really not that worried about it at all. I'm kind of tired, and I want to just get the book out. And uh, I think I just want to see you guys and gals making some money. And for $10, it'll be a really nice little useful guide. Uh, but and then if you want to take it beyond that, maybe do some mentoring. When I say mentoring, really, you've got enough. And I'm not trying to take away sales, because I'm just saying I know. I go to jujitsu, right? I'm a blue belt now. It's that accountability of going to class and seeing people, and then seeing your partners, and like I take extra classes too, but and I pay for all this stuff, but it's diligently staying on topic. In this case, for me, jujitsu, and my experience, my skill level is much higher today than it was 2.5 years ago. And you quickly see that when you start wrestling somebody that's less experienced than you. And really, in like real estate, you know what? You may not have any money, but so you might be weaker. But guess what? If you're smarter, you can outsmart and outperform your enemies. Your enemies meaning people that are also trying to buy the same kind of property you are, trying to get these deals. If you're smarter, you can outmaneuver them, and that's what I've been doing my whole life. And now I'm, and I mean I'm real good at real estate, and making deals and finding stuff, and I share that with you. And it's just like I say, just like the real estate. I wrestle with a guy that's quite a bit bigger than me. He's 6'5", I think. 6'5", 240 pounds. Guy's a beast, and he's also more skilled than me. But you can feel your skill level by getting closer to making that person submit in this case. And just like in real estate, I mean, you're going to find that you get deals, or sometimes they'll just slip away. Never listen. It's heartbreaking when you get a deal that slips away. And like I said, I've left probably $1 million on the table this year, and it upsets me. But you know what? I'm already rich, so it doesn't matter that much. But some of these deals, if they had gotten away from me when I had less money than I have today, oh man, it would really hurt, because God damn, $1 million. That's a lot of money. That's a life changing amount of money, but it isn't for me. But the point is that when you miss a deal, just miss it. You at least be glad that you got that close to getting a deal. It means you're doing something right. You're getting very, very close. Okay, double G. I'm gonna have to go back and read this stuff when I get done talking here. Uh, uh, the fact that you got close, okay, and look, it's like coming in second place. You know what? You didn't win, because it's worse. It's worse than coming in second place, because you don't get, you lost the money, but you're doing something right. You're getting closer to making the money. You're getting closer, and the fact that you're getting closer, it means your skill is getting better. You're getting better at what you do, which is bird dogging and hunting, or just having your eyes open. It's funny. Somebody's that I don't know that well was in my car, and they just observed me taking in, and I'd slow down and I'll shoot a picture of a sign. They saw me taking in. They go, "Well, what are you looking at?" I said, "Oh, I'm looking for." He goes, "Well, are you looking to buy a house?" I go, "I'm always looking to buy a house. I'm looking to buy anything." And in other words, when I drive, I whoa, that house looks like hell. That yard doesn't look good. Oh, that building's empty. There's no business in it. When I see an empty building, when I see a vacancy, that tells me that the owner of that property is no longer cash flowing. They may want to sell, and it's an opportunity. A lot of times people do want to sell when their building's empty, because they don't want to mess with getting another tenant. You don't even know the story. Maybe they inherited the building and they're lost with having to get a tenant. You just don't know. So, but I want you to end up being like me, where all the time, it's kind of like, it's kind of like the cops drive around and they're reading everybody's plate looking for an expired license. I'm driving around and I'm reading everything around me looking for an opportunity. And because that's how you find them. That's really, really how you beat everybody else at this game, is by just being alert. So, uh, anyways, and I'm compound here, and then I'll go back and look at some of these questions, and we can talk a little bit if you like. All right. Yeah, obviously I haven't been up here much. I mean, or been on much. Uh, and it's a little early. All right, so let me get in here. All right. Okay, so look, let's do some questions. Anybody has any? Or you want to share something? Or you got a problem to resolve right now? This is a good time to do it. We might actually get a lot better reception now, because we're probably within the Wi-Fi. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, so look here. All right, double G, let's see. Okay, double G, you wholesale a lot of residential, no money down, no credit, commercial calculations. Uh, Oh, commercial calculations are your hang up. Standalone vacant property has been, uh, let's see here, has been a lone vacant property that has been abandoned for about 10 plus years or more. Yeah. Well, if a vacant property's been vacant that long, that is a problem. I mean, it could be a lot of things. Um, I had, oh gosh, I was trying to help him through a deal. I don't know if we ever got through the deal or not, but even while he was doing that, he kept looking, and I know he just flipped something and made $1,500, which was nice to hear. That was Miguel. Um, I think he's in East Texas. Actually, he was in New York, though. Actually, went to New York and made some money. But no. So, hey, tell me something. Is the streaming quality okay? Does everything seem okay? More light here. More light. Get some air in here. All right. So, anyways, the book. I don't even know if I have one in here. Anyways, the book's done. It's ready to publish. I just got to hit a button, and then it can be purchased on. Okay, great. It must be dialed in. So, Jeff, are you doing anything? Are you looking at anything? Or Double G, what do you got going at the moment? Okay, great, great. Uh, yeah, I've been sidelined terribly with this mother. With my mother, she's got dementia. Golly, I'll have to have her on the show sometime. Yeah. Sharp, smart lady, articulate, and but just she doesn't have but a 30-second memory now, and it is a terrible shame because she's still a lot of fun. It's just terrible because when you have a short-term memory, you can't remember. You can't remember who you met yesterday. So I'll get over here and get some air. I got to check on my pool actually. Yeah, it looks okay. Anyways, so what I was gonna say. Oh, what do we got here? Still studying, working my way towards buying and flipping vacant land. Now, listen, land is a great opportunity. If you guys are lucky enough to be around buildable lots and stuff that can be developed, or just, the economy's good right now. The economy's really, really good. And, oops, excuse me. And, people have money. People want to invest. People have money to invest now that they didn't have before. So, what I would say is just take whatever you got and start playing with it. And like I said, I primarily look, the big money's in real estate. That's what I flip all the time, or buy and hold for a while. Love cash flow. I've got a lot of, I think I got about 150, I can't remember, right around 100, probably 150,000 square feet now of rentals that I keep. And I'll buy more, but I roll those. And it's a wonderful position to be in, to have rents come in, whether I'm sick, whether I'm working, whether I'm sidelined taking care of my mom's crap. It's a wonderful place to be. And you know what? And believe me, I've been in this position for a long time. Even when I just had, a few thousand square feet of property, it was income. It was income. I didn't need more than probably $3,000 or $4,000 a month to live pretty high. And now, I still don't need that much money, except I need my play money I invest with. So now I need money to keep myself happy by buying and selling and flipping and remodeling and that sort of thing. But all in all, if I could sit still, I've got many lifetimes worth of money. So, but the fun is in making the deals, and And then, then it gets back to being a charitable aspect, being able to help others. And to be honest, I consider this a little bit of charity, just sharing what I know. But you know what? And that's the other thing to consider. There's some great books out there, and you got Jack Welch, and there's so many people that have accomplished. Iacocca, he's dead now, but Charles Gibbons, great book too. He's dead now too. All these guys are dead. But see, thank God these guys made books where they get a pass on their knowledge before they died. Because what kind of happens as you get older, and I fall in that category myself, you got everything you need, and you kind of want, what's your legacy going to be? I'd like mine to be that I've actually helped some people. Also, I'm from the beginning of this thing, it was to get my kids prepped for making money in real estate, and so they'd have something to fall back and look at these videos. And I take them with me everywhere, but now I'm starting to become an empty nester, like it or not, because my youngest boys are 16 years old now, and now they got jobs, and they go to work, and they go to school, and then after school they go to work, and a lot of times it isn't more than hi dad, and it's so it sucks, but that's what it is. But that's what's going on. And I'm flying to California tomorrow, and I'm actually going to be looking at beach houses over in Manhattan Beach area. I rent them every year there, and I've missed a few deals there, and something there, hopefully. And it'll be a place where I will go and hang out. As when the kids go to college, my youngest, when they go to college, that's where I'll be. It's like old Jack Lipkowitz told me. I remember being impressed. Lived in a trailer park with my dad. We didn't have any money, but old Jack Lipkowitz, I remember he had a real cool Jeep, and he had he was going to Florida. He told me he had another home in Florida, and the only reason he was in a trailer in my town, in this crappy little trailer park I was in, is that he was there to make money while he while he still had his home in Florida. He was just following the money coming out to that town, Lancaster in this case, California, out in the desert. And so he was there, and I remember him talking about his place in Florida, and I go, and I was a little kid, I was like, man, you got a house in Florida? And then he's just getting in his Jeep, and he puts his toothpick in his mouth, and he goes, yeah, he goes, you got to plant it, kid. And then he drove off into the sunset. And actually, I think that's the last time I'd seen him. But that always stuck with me, and so, the bottom line is you got to plan it. A good life is by design. I tell you guys that. I tell my kids that all the time. You got to plan it. You got to think ahead a little bit. And time flies like that. It's just and it goes by so quick. So you think, when you're thinking about buying and holding for 5 years or whatever you might be thinking in your head, man, it goes by so quick. Just get something bought, and before you know it, you'll have 3 or 4, 5, 10 properties. 10 years will have gone by, and the stuff you bought in the beginning will be damn near paid for it, and it'll be worth triple. So that is the slow way to do it, and that's still a very safe way to do it. You can easily be a millionaire many times over just by having a halfway decent job, but invest your money. Don't piss it away on consumables. Buy stuff that has a return. Buy, properties, houses, and buildings. It's one of the best things in the world, because it's one of the few things that you can put, 5% down in some cases, and then somebody else is going to loan you the rest at 3 or 4%. When you're making 3 or 4% on that money that you borrowed, or more. So it's just a no-brainer. If you take time to do the math, it's a no-brainer. So, hey, be sure to thumbs up this video if you would, and keep an eye out for my book. Watch some of the other videos that will be coming out soon. I'm going to make more time to really just kind of get on the videos and to really get into some detail. And then, I've got a lot of cool little secret tricks, and I share them through these videos. Some of the ones are kind of, and good, like Jeff just said, minimize. Yeah, listen, always keep your overhead to a minimum, an absolute minimum. And, it's just relative to what you do. I can tell you right now, it's ridiculous. And I have to do it myself. But I was very good about it when I was younger, because, A, I was tighter on money. But even now, I'm paying 2 cable bills. I think I got Spectrum and AT&T and something else. You know, I'm paying because the cable was crappy from one, then I got the other, and then it was almost as crappy. And so I'm sitting here, got 2 crappy companies supplying me service. I need to turn off one of them. So I got to decide which one is the least bad. But again, that's me go back and addressing my overhead and getting rid of stuff you don't need. Go through the apps on your phone. You know, my kids I got all these crazy music apps I'm paying for all the time. I'm like, shit, what is this? I can't even get rid of it. I gotta get rid of it. But because there's things like that that'll eat you up, that sometimes you're just too busy to address it, and then you're going, oh well, what's $5 a month or whatever, and you know, it is relatively not much, but guess what? It still adds up. Get rid of it. It's just a good discipline. Don't do it because it's you know, oh, I can't afford $5. Do it because it's a good discipline. You're creating very, very good habits when you keep an eye on your finances. And like right now, I've been renewing leases. I've left so much money on the table here in the last couple of years because I haven't really been quite as aggressive. You know, my real estate, my little portfolio of real estate has gone up in value about $4 or $5 million this year, and I need to adjust the rents up on those properties because I'm being taxed more. So what's happening is I'm becoming wealthier and wealthier, but actually my income is starting to shrink relative to the value of it because the values are going up, but I haven't been as aggressive pushing the rents up. And I do need, and I always rent my stuff out a little bit under market anyways, but I'm pushing it. You know, some of the stuff has been about 60, 70 cents on percent of what it really should be. So I got to bring those rents up a little bit, and I actually have been running around renewing leases. Everybody's signing because I'm still a little bit under market. But that's what's going on. Just want to let you guys know I'm still here, and I'm going to try to do more. And I'm buckling down, and I'm selling, like I said, I got about $2.5 million in houses I'm selling right now, and they're owned in different entities, so it's going to be a little bit of, it'll be different. I may do what I think we call it a Starker or a reverse 1031. If you don't know what that means, it's because, yeah, buckling down, and it's, so normally, look, I sell a property, I try to find another one to buy, and I put in a 1031. That's when accommodator holds the funds. Well, then I have 45 days to find another property, and then I identify the property. You can identify 3. You have to close at least one of them, and then you can buy that, and you can defer the taxes. Okay, so problem is 45 days isn't enough time right now, or it can be. But, you know, if you're really like me and you try to get a really good deal, that isn't always enough time. So another way of doing it is this, is I go find a really good deal and I borrow all the money to buy it. And I buy it, you know, so let's say I'm a little shy on money, but I go buy something for $3 million and I borrow 90% of the money and I buy the property. Okay, now I don't like having that much debt, but I buy the property through a 1031. So I buy the property, but the property goes in somebody else's name. Now I have more time to sell my assets that I have and get a good price for them. And now I can roll that over and then buy that property that I bought and put into the 1031. It's all legal. I can buy it, and now it's like all the cash from whatever I'm selling goes into that. The property goes back into the name of that entity, and now that entity owns that property with a heavier equity. And where if I did it the other way, I'd chance losing the deal because of timing, and or possibly not get the money spent that I'm trying to defer, and then I have to get killed on the taxes on that. So that's what that's about. So, hey, I'm going to go. I'll take a look here, see if there's any other questions. Sorry for my thumb. I got a 69 unit commercial hotel, motivated seller, about 10 years, wants 400K. I talked him down to 321. Well, I mean, double G, you need to look at the occupancy. I've actually thought about building a 100-room hotel on a site that I have, and I don't know the numbers. I don't know the numbers, but I'm going to know them before I build. But you know, that sounds interesting. And also look at secondary uses for that hotel. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you can check out what's available. You got to look at, how much money is it going to take to fix up? Make sure it's not on a septic system or something crazy like that. There's flea bag hotels and there's nice ones. So that doesn't sound like a. How many rooms was that thing? Yeah, I didn't see how many rooms it was, but let me tell you, there's a guy down at the beach. He bought a. God, I think he got it. He bought it over 20 years ago, but it was near the beach. He got a 21 unit, maybe 22 unit hotel for, I think, 1.5 million. Okay. His rents now, he's almost full all the time. Let's just say he's 80% full all the time, which is fair to say. So 80% of, say, 22, so just say 17 units times 300. So what do we got? That's $5,400 a day. Now, 30 days. Okay. So that's another 16,200 a month. So he's got he's got more than that. He's got 54. No, he's got 100. He's got. What am I saying? That sounds like $160,000 a month. $164,000 a month, roughly, coming in from a $1.5 million investment. Okay. Yeah. So do the math on that. He's got more money coming in per year than he paid for the property, because if he's got 1.6, 6 times 12, 72. Yeah, he's got almost $2 million a year in rents coming in now. So these are the things that, there's things that can just make you so damn rich. And, sometimes you don't realize the opportunity that's there or the potential that's there ahead of it. And, I've sold properties that are worth much more than I paid for them. But when I sold those properties, I rolled those profits into buying something else that was even better at that time. But I've even looked back and in hindsight thought, God damn, I probably could have just held on to that property and I would have made more. But you guys know, if you look at my 5.4, or I think it says 50,000 turns into 5.4 million. It's one of my videos. But basically, that was me in large part just holding on to 50 acres for 20 years. So anyways, it's just the path you get there. But the fun is in playing. The fun is in making the money, and even my kids, I'm not going to spoil them. I'm not going to give them anything. I'm just trying to give them knowledge and let them make their own way. But hey, this video's gone on longer than I expected. Thanks for watching. Be sure to thumbs up, share, subscribe, and be sure to get the book when you can. But get the app. Go get the app. FlipAnything app. Also, there's another app I own. It's called Spiff Me. Get that Spiff Me app too. That's a real cool one too. You can learn more about that. And that's it. Have a good day.